As Days of Our Lives reaches the emotional climax of the week on Friday, June 20th, expect an episode overflowing with revelations, reckonings, and emotional goodbyes. Salem stands at the edge of a turning point, where long-held secrets start to break loose, and relationships, both old and new, face critical choices. The air in Salem crackles with tension as Brady Black reaches his breaking point. Ever since Rachel's cryptic sleep-talking revealed the haunting words, "Johnny, the gun," Brady has been unable to rest. For days, he has sifted through memories, retraced events, and questioned what truly happened the night EJ was shot. And now, the weight of what he's uncovered becomes too much to bear. In Friday's pivotal episode, Brady storms into EJ's world, not with speculation, but with conviction. His voice will tremble with urgency as he recounts what Rachel remembered in her dreams, images of Johnny DiMera with a weapon in hand. At first, EJ might scoff, brushing off Brady's claims as emotional nonsense or manipulation. But as Brady digs deeper, mentioning the timeline, the inconsistencies, and Rachel's trauma, EJ's mask begins to slip. This is more than an accusation, it's an implosion. Because if Brady is right, then EJ's own son may have been involved in a nearly fatal act of betrayal. And that realization would rip apart the DiMera family at its core. Tony's recent return adds another volatile ingredient to the mix. With Chad, EJ, and Tony all under the same roof, the possibility of dark family secrets surfacing becomes dangerously real. As Brady watches EJ wrestle with the truth, he doesn't back down. This isn't about revenge. It's about protecting Rachel, exposing the truth, and finally confronting the rot that's been growing inside the DiMera legacy. On a quieter street in Salem, a deeply personal storm is brewing. Chanel Dupree DiMera has been carrying the burden of silent doubt, trying to smile through community celebrations while her heart grows heavier by the day. The joyous occasion of Juneteenth is overshadowed by a secret she can no longer contain. In a raw and vulnerable scene, Chanel finally opens up to Paulina and Abe, letting the weight fall from her shoulders. Through tears, she admits that she isn't sure if she's ready to become a mother, not now, and perhaps not ever. Despite everyone's excitement about adoption, Chanel is paralyzed by fear. Fear of failure, fear of losing herself, fear of living someone else's version of happiness. Paulina's face will register initial shock and confusion, followed by a quiet pain. She's a fighter, always has been, and motherhood shaped her. But Abe, in his softened, reflective state, becomes the bridge of understanding. Drawing from his own struggles with memory and identity, Abe reminds Chanel that every path to love and fulfillment is different, and that what makes her feel whole may not align with tradition. This confession might send ripples through Chanel's marriage with Johnny, especially if he still dreams of a picture-perfect family. And if Brady's confrontation with EJ brings the DiMera family turmoil to light, Chanel could find herself at the heart of both personal and public chaos. While the rest of Salem pulses with drama, a softer, but no less impactful, story unfolds between Marlena Evans and Sarah Horton. Reeling from the loss of John Black, Marlena finds solace in helping others. And when she offers to accompany Sarah to a routine medical appointment, it feels like a simple act of kindness. But beneath the surface, both women are carrying emotional fractures that threaten to split wide open. As they sit in the hospital waiting area, a quiet, unspoken understanding grows between them. Sarah's face betrays more than fatigue, there's something brewing beneath. Marlena senses it, and gently prompts her to speak. What follows is a hesitant but heartbreaking confession. Sarah is terrified that Xander's recent release and manipulation will lead him to fight for custody of baby Victoria. With Philip waking up and refusing to testify, and Xander avoiding consequences for his actions, Sarah feels trapped. Marlena listens, not just with her ears, but with her heart. She offers wisdom, but more importantly, she offers solidarity. Could this medical visit reveal a complication in Sarah's health? Or is the real diagnosis emotional exhaustion, grief, and maternal fear? Either way, Marlena's guidance may be the turning point Sarah needs to stop running and start fighting back. At Salem High, the once festive mood is laced with emotion as graduation day unfolds into something far more complex than caps and gowns. It's a final gathering of hearts before everything begins to change. Holly, Tate, Sophia, and Aaron stand together, four young souls connected by love, loss, and life-altering choices. But beneath the surface smiles and camera flashes lies a deeper current of unease. For Sophia, joy is clouded by urgency. Her body is telling her that the baby she's carried through so much trauma is ready to arrive, whether she is or not. The contractions are becoming real. Every shared glance between her and Tate is tinged with worry. But amid the fear, Tate stays close, his loyalty unwavering, even as he processes his own emotional chaos. He's been trying to be strong for Sophia, but the toll is showing. Between his strained breakup with Holly, his guilt over not protecting Rachel, and his father Brady's mounting fury toward the DeMeras, Tate is emotionally frayed. In a quiet moment, Holly steps forward. Despite everything, there's no bitterness, only a soft, silent acknowledgement that their story, while complicated, mattered. A hug, a glance, a nod. It's enough to close that chapter with dignity. Meanwhile, Aaron Green watches it all unfold with a newfound maturity. His return from Vancouver has brought a sense of full circle. Once the kid brother, now a young man standing on the edge of his own path, Aaron's presence is more than a cameo, it's a promise. That this generation, born from chaos, may yet build something better. Graduation is no longer just a ceremony, it's a farewell to innocence and a turning point for Salem's youth. One that will ripple far beyond the school auditorium. With the final diplomas handed out, the camera shifts across town, where the emotional pressure is building toward explosion. Salem isn't just experiencing a transition, it's holding its breath. Bo and Hope Brady are quietly saying their goodbyes. While their journey around the world sounds romantic, there's a somber undertone. This may be their final goodbye to Salem, at least for now. In hushed scenes filled with tears and memories, they share last embraces with Sierra, Ben, Marlena, and Roman. Hope squeezes Doug's hand one last time. Bo offers Chad a few words of wisdom. Each moment is layered with decades of love and loss. But their exit leaves a vacuum. And into that space rushes truth, uncomfortable, messy, inevitable. Philip Kyriakis, newly awake and bruised in more ways than one, has made the shocking choice to protect Xander from facing justice. Why? What does Philip gain by staying silent? Belle won't accept vague answers. She's determined to peel back the layers, and what she uncovers could shift loyalties, especially between Sarah and Xander, whose battle over baby Victoria could erupt into war. Chanel, still processing the weight of potential motherhood, will also be forced to examine what she wants, and what she fears. With Johnny's name now hovering on the edge of a criminal scandal, her vision of a perfect family may be crumbling before her eyes. And as Rachel Black continues to whisper in her sleep, Marlena listens intently. What seemed like disjointed nightmares may actually be forming a pattern, a subconscious map pointing directly to Johnny DeMera. Friday, June 20th, may be remembered as the day everything began to unravel quietly. Not with shouting or arrests, but with soft revelations and irreversible choices. Will Brady finally force E.J. DeMera to face the horrifying truth that his own son may have pulled the trigger? Will Rachel's fragmented memories become the final puzzle piece in the mystery of the DeMera mansion shooting? And will Chanel, Tate, and Sophia, so young, yet so bruised, choose to fight for the future they want, or continue repeating the mistakes of their parents? Every secret in Salem begins as a whisper. But whispers have power. They spread. They infect. And when the truth finally speaks, loud enough for all to hear, it may be too late to undo what's been set in motion. Because in days of our lives, the past is never buried for long, and the next generation is already standing in its shadow.